All right, welcome to a brand new episode of the podcast. Last weekend, I was with Goldfinger in California. Everything went great. Thank you. Anaheim was sold out. San Diego was full. It was awesome. Both shows were great. Got to say, we were in Anaheim at House of Blues, one of our hometown kind of venues, and Joe Manganiello, I think that's how you say his name, from Deal or No Deal Island. True Blood. He's been in a lot of stuff, but right now he's in a show called Deal or No Deal Island, which I didn't know about until after. And I was like, what is he doing now? And I looked it up and it was like, oh, I remember me and my wife used to watch Deal or No Deal like 20 years ago or whenever it was first on. And I don't know, it was just one of those things that came on and we just would watch it. But Joe's good. Cool dude, always nice to all of us band guys. Great to hang with him, catch up. And I didn't ask him about his relationships or anything, any steamy news or anything. But we also had a couple other guests. We had Spencer Charnas from Ice Nine Kills. He sang on Linoleum, one of my favorite songs, NoFX song. And El Jefe came and played guitar on it, which was... It's always fun to just see those guys, any of those guys come out, and now that they're not technically in NoFX anymore, it's fun to get them to come hang and make the music live on through us. So El Jefe was good. Everybody's good. It was just good to chill, see everybody. Saw a bunch of friends. Can't complain. Awesome night. Some of us drove to San Diego that night after the show in Anaheim, and I was one of those people. Went out there, got to the hotel, everything was fine. Slept in a little bit. Went out to sound check. There was a few snafus about this weekend on the production end of things. Gear mainly, but there was a bunch of other things. Printers, pre-production. I don't even want to get into too much of it because it's not something that I really talk about on the podcast, especially it's Goldfinger's laundry, so I'm not going to air that. But a few things did happen on the back end, and everything was fine, of course. The crew really stepped up, made it happen. Management really helped us out. Thank you, management. All the things happened, and the show went on, but there was a little short amount of time where the show was up in the air. Like we didn't have this. And luckily we got some people that made it happen. So thank you. San Diego, I love that venue. Soma, great spot. It looks good no matter who's in there. If you're in there, it's going to look great. Don't worry. San Diego just as a city is, it's a cool town. I don't know. It's the most like Washington out of all the Southern California towns. I mean, there are other towns in Northern California that are more like Washington maybe, but I guess what I mean by that is it always seems a little more windy, and the temperature is never as hot as it is up in LA or in Orange County. It's always you get that sea breeze coming in off the ocean. And, Washington State, where I live, Bremerton, we have the sea, same thing, got the weather coming in. And so I've always felt close to San Diego. I like it a lot. So the people there were awesome. We had a great time. Shout out to everybody that came out to both shows. Appreciate you guys. I always see MxPx t-shirts in the audience. It always warms my cockles. It makes me so happy, makes me smile. I love it. And honestly, San Diego, the show itself was one of our tightest shows we've done in a long time with Goldfinger. We come in and we just go gangbusters on these songs, but really San Diego just felt like everything kind of clicked into place a lot better. We have a new intro we've been trying, and that really kind of felt good. So I'm just overall really happy with how the shows came out. So on my way back, though, I flew out Sunday from San Diego and heading back to Texas. I'm in Texas for a little bit writing, and that was not fun. It was not a super early flight, luckily. So Moon and I went to the airport together. He's a guitar player of Goldfinger. And all right, we were actually on the same flight. So everything was cool. We're on the same flight. We get to Dallas. All right, see you later. I'll see you next time. And I go to my flight and I look at my gate and I look at my flight, delayed. And I'm like, man. And it was delayed like 2 hours. And I'm like, all right, that's annoying, but it's really not a big deal. 2 hours, 2 hours. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go get some food, check back later. So I go, I eat, I come back to my gate. I look at my phone. Delayed 3 hours now. Like, wait. And then it just kept happening. It would just, after another half hour, boom, it was delayed again. And there was a few other flights that were delayed, and one got canceled. And I was like, this is weird, because there's not really a weather thing happening. What's going on? And I went up and I asked the guy at the counter, and I said, hey, is this flight's delayed? Do you think it's going to stick with this delay, or is it going to keep getting pushed back? And he goes, well, it's in maintenance, because before it was coming from New Mexico, and then after a few hours, all of a sudden it's in maintenance in DFW, like it said at DFW, but just not available for flying. And I'm like, okay, that makes me a little nervous. The fact that the plane is in maintenance, it's been in maintenance all day. They can't fix it. They're probably waiting for a part. They're probably trying things. I don't know what it is, but he says, I think you should just wait, because the later flight to Waco it could be delayed as well. And so I was like, what? Okay, why would that be delayed? But okay, so I just stuck with it a little longer. And I was kind of contemplating taking an Uber or a Lyft, honestly. I got on the phone with Chichilla, and he's like, well, what do you want to do? Well, I mean, can't you it's like an hour and a half drive. Just drive home. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a possibility, but I can't get my luggage. Like, he's like, just ask the desk agent to get your luggage. They'll send it to baggage claim. You get it, go home. I'm like, if I do that, I'm just leaving my luggage on the flight. If I get it tomorrow, something like that, they'll get it to me. I'm not worried. But I looked up how much an Uber was, or a Lyft. It was about $250, something like that. It was around $200, and I was like, all right, that's actually not that bad. That's not bad at all. So I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, what if I just rent a car one way? It'll be even cheaper. Whatever. I'm gonna get on this flight anyway. And so I look back on my phone. Flight's canceled. Well, decision's made for me. I'm out of here. I got on my phone, reserved a rental car, and then I headed to baggage claim, because my bags were just going to stay. And I asked an agent, because by that time, after everything got canceled, all the customer service desks were full, and everybody was in a line down the hall. So I'm like, screw that. Heading out through security, down through baggage claim. I went to the American baggage desk, asked them, hey, if my flight got canceled, and I'm leaving my bags, is it just going to go on the next flight and I can get it? And she's like, yep, just leave it. They'll call you, or you can go pick it up yourself, whatever you want. Don't worry about it. So I felt good. I felt really good about that. Went, got my car. Once I was in that rental car heading home, I felt great. I felt really good about the trip, and I got home a few hours before I would have got home on the second flight that I would have got bumped to, which was the last flight of the night. Didn't want to risk that. That was, it's just one of those things that happens every now and then when you fly around, and all this nonsense with flights crashing and near misses and collisions. It's something that I put out of my mind when we fly. Like, I really try not to think about that. I'm focused on what's in front of me. I'm focused on this. This is a different situation, and just hoping for the best, to be honest. But it's a gamble. It's like Russian roulette, just I hope that my plane doesn't collide with another helicopter or another Cessna or this or that. I don't know. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm flying around and it's a little sketchy, but I feel good about it. All right. No more flying talk. Let's get to your voicemails. I'll get to a few of these. And I can't believe it's already March 10th or whatever it is. It's this year, 2025, is going to be flying by like that. All right, here's the first episode.
Yo, Mike.
Not episode. Here's the first voicemail. By the way, MxPx.com, we have t-shirts, hoodies, vinyl, stickers, a bunch of gadgets and goodies. MxPx.com, it's a mom and pop store. It's independent, as you know, so appreciate you. And that thing that was happening with Spotify and Apple Music and Instagram and basically where you would go to Instagram on your stories and try to put an MxPx song. Not all of our songs were there. Some of them got taken. Well, those are all back. Let's Ride is back. All of it is back. A bunch of the songs that you know and love, they're back. So please get back on Instagram, Facebook, start tagging MxPx songs on all your stories, on all your messages. You can put it back on there. All right. I appreciate it. Shout out to MxPx Memes Daily. Love you. Love what you do. Keep up the good work. All right. Let's get to these voicemails.
Yo, Mike. Big fan, brother. It's Smash the Camera from New Jersey. I know a few pro skateboarders, and when their sponsors send them boards and shoes, it's more than they can ever wear in a lifetime. So what does sponsorship for a musician look like? Is there an allotment of guitars per month? Is it boxes of strings and picks? Maybe an unboxing video in the future? Anyway, love what you're doing, man. Take care.
Smash the Camera. What's up, man? Yeah. That's a good question. It's different for everybody. I don't think there's a standard deal, especially not anymore. When it comes to sponsorships and people that endorse what I do personally, MxPx and Mike Herrera, whether it's the podcast or the band or just my personal life, whatever. There's no really set allotment. I think for skateboarding, it's a little different because you need some of those tools, to actually skate. With band stuff, I mean, the equipment, sure. I'm sponsored by Ernie Ball. That's probably my biggest, longest sponsor at this point. And I do a Mike Herrera Signature Series bass. You can get it at ernieball.com. And they give me a new bass anytime I ask. So I don't know what the limit is because I've never been told no. But that being said, I've never really abused the situation. So if we need new strings, if we need supplies, I'll go on their website, I'll make a list and order, and I'll send an email, and they send us strings and straps and tools. And, when it's a bass guitar or a guitar, that's a separate conversation. It's there's a little more weight to it. Like, hey, I'd like to get a bass guitar, a new bass. This is what I'm thinking about, this color, and then we'll talk back and forth just because it is a little bit more substantial. Like they're building this thing. They're not just pulling it off the shelf and sending it to me. They're actually customizing every instrument that I get from them. So Ernie Ball is very special. And I'm sure that there's different types of sponsorship deals that Ernie Ball has with different artists. Some artists have a discounted price on strings and everything else in the store. Some artists get free everything. Some artists get free everything and free guitars like me, So there's different tiers when it comes to that. Now, when it comes to clothing, I got a lot of friends out there in the world, and a lot of people just want to share their clothing so that I share their brand with the world. Epic Empire is a good example. I'm not exclusively sponsored by them, but they're friends of mine, and I like what they do. I like their clothing a lot. I like to wear that stuff because it's something that, like, stylistically I like. So this shirt, this is Epic Empire. This is a great flannel, and epic meaning it's a EPOCH, Epoch Empire. It's kind of funny, but so that's another sponsorship that's different than Ernie Ball because they don't pay me anything. They'll just send me stuff to wear. Straight up, like, you wear my stuff, I'm happy. People see it, cool. It kind of like, it gets in the psyche of people that see me wearing it, and that's kind of what people want, right? You know, there's Skivvy, that's the same kind of thing. You know, it's not exclusive. Skivvy is a company that does underwear, and they do undergarments, t-shirts. So I wear Skivvy. It's very much a punk rock company. It's a lot of friends that are in bands and in the counterculture scene, whether it's Colin Morrison or, you know, so those guys, you know, Wee Man is part of it. I think Byron from Pennywise is part of it. So like some friends from down in California are part of Skivvy, and I just love being part of that, you know, community. You know, they don't pay me any money. They just hook me up with some of the swag, and in return, I take pictures with them and hook it up. But I appreciate all of that. And there's like, you know, companies like Legionary that turned into Anchor Valley, which is I'm part of, but I don't really make money off of it either. It's purely just kind of something fun that I do on the side. Joe Moxley is really, really the one that's in charge and really the owner and decider of Anchor Valley. But, you know, let's see. Okay. There's West Side Archive. That is a clothing company that I started with Steven Romero, and he's in Texas. And that's kind of died out at this point. Like, we're not really doing anything active with it. But the reason why I started the company was he wanted to start the company. He's like, you don't have to do anything. Just give me your ideas and I'll take it from there. And, you know, it kind of came to a point where he probably just wanted to concentrate on his other thing, which is Christocat. But I don't know. I just like to see where the possibilities could end up when it comes to brands, when it comes to designs. And, you know, with West Side Archive, that name, I usually come up with the names. So Anchor Valley, that was my name. You know, I came up with the name. West Side Archive, I came up with the name. So like Legionnaire, I came up with that name. So I usually come up with the ideas, and then somebody else has to run the day-to-day. And when that day-to-day, you know, runs its course, that's why you have something like Legionnaire switching over. You have, you know, West Side Archive kind of chilling out, not really doing much anymore. But that doesn't mean I won't do something with it in the future. You know, so I kind of like hold on to that brand and those logos, because maybe in the future I'll want to do something more with it. So back to sponsorship though. So we have hot sauce companies send me hot sauce. We're not sponsored by a hot sauce company, but I really love hot sauce, and I love to promote and spread the word on hot sauce companies that I like. And most of those hot sauce companies are very independent, very small businesses, mom and pops, individual solopreneurs. And, you know, it just reminds me that we all need help out there. You know, we all need champions. We need to be championed. And what I mean by that is find somebody that's willing to spread the word on your behalf. Just like you might tell people about my podcast and the new MxPx album, Find a Way Home. Hey, go check out the new album. It's really good. Businesses need that. You know, smaller businesses like these hot sauce companies that I talk to and promote, you know, that's just because I have solidarity. You know, we struggle plenty with getting the word out about our music. So I want to help other companies also get the word out. So that's what sponsorship is all about, is can we help each other out? You help me because people look at you and look to you for this or that. You know, for me, it's music and I don't know, the podcast a little bit, but it's mainly the band, MxPx. And can we help each other out? And we can. So that's why people send me stuff. And that's why people that have a lot of eyeballs on them get things for free. Snoop Dogg probably gets, you know, the new Xbox every time it comes out. He probably gets the new PlayStation or whatever, whoever he's talking to, right? So, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I did an interview and got a free PlayStation 5. Now, I don't play video games that often, so I had it sent to Tom Chichilla. So it's sitting at his house right now. But, you know, he was part of it. He got me that interview. So we're a team. You know, I don't have to take everything. So sometimes, like, something will get sent my way that I will go, all right, I'm not going to use this as much as the next person. So I'll pass it on. Great question. Great topic. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of things. I probably could go more in depth into certain like businessy things on like really the business of sponsorship, but I don't really know. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to like do some more research and really plan it out, but I think that's good for now. I think the main point with sponsorships is find a company that you want to tell other people about. And if you've got eyes, if you're somewhat, you know, maybe a social media influencer, or you do something like you have a company that people buy products from you, then you might have enough of an audience to where other companies would want to send you their product. Now, that's what affiliate marketing is pretty much what everybody's doing right now. They send their product to an influencer on TikTok, and they'll do a video on it, and then they sell that product, and they get a little percentage of it. So, yeah, I mean, is what it is. All right, let's go. Let's get to the next one.
Hello, my name is James from Maryland, not far from where Good Charlotte is from. I've been a fentanyl addict my whole life, heroin addict. And the last 10 years, you know, I quit everything because obviously I have a kid now. My girl has a kid. We're getting married soon, so now I got a nice family going. You got me through it. You were the biggest inspiration of my life. I'm a musician as well, and I understand music. I've played it my whole life with orchestras and all different kinds of stuff, punk bands. But what got me through this withdrawal and all those hard times that I've been through and all the tests God ever put in front of me, you guys helped me get through it. Not just you, but MxPx, Goldfinger, everything. And I just want to say thank you for being such an inspiration and such a great band and great musician. You know, your storytelling and everything has got me through it. Thank you very much. And how I know about, I don't do podcasts or computers and stuff very well. I'm from the 90s as well, and just not up to date with all that stuff. My number is 443-684-8209. If you could let me know some information. I am currently playing again. It's not a big band. I own a business, dating music tech. I'm trying to put what I know back in the music and teach others as well as fix string instruments. But I just want to say thank you, man. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
James, man, I'm so glad that you called. I'm so glad that you sent me a message, and everybody can hear, you know, that you've triumphed. You're doing it. You know, congratulations. Much love to you, brother. James, fent, heroin, that is, I mean, I haven't been addicted to either, so I couldn't tell you, but it's got to be the hardest thing ever. So the fact that you've gotten through this, that is huge. That is huge. That's like, praise Allah, praise everyone, praise God, praise whatever it is you believe. MxPx, Goldfinger, punk rock, music is it's so transcendent. It's like a magic elixir. You know, it gives you what you lack. You know, the right kind of song can give you what you need. So, I mean, there's this docudrama series called Painkillers. It's on Netflix, and it's about the Sacklers and the opioid epidemic, where they were just prescribing all these OxyContin and pills to regular people, and they would get addicted to it. They didn't realize how addictive this stuff was. They would get addicted to it, just regular everyday dad, you know, that's working a construction site or this or that, and changes their whole life, changes the lives of their family. Like, in some cases, these people die. They become complete addicts and junkies, and they can't really maintain their life. And it was a powerful series, really well done, really well put together, great actors in it. And this is a true story. These people are making money off of just regular everyday people. I'm so glad that you got through this, and I'm sure it's never a foregone conclusion that it's over. You know, you always have to be vigilant and focused on sobriety and making decisions every day that will be positive decisions in your life. If there's anybody out there that's dealing with addiction, substance abuse, I am definitely not a guidance counselor or a drug counselor in that way, but I have a heart. So James, he's been through it. He's gotten through it. I wish you had some music to share. Maybe we could call in again when you get anything put out. If you have something on YouTube, we could play it on Music Monday. I would love to play your stuff. And if you have anything that has to do with your life and your struggles and how you've gotten through that, I'd love to hear those songs. All right, thanks, James. Let's go to the next one.
Hey, Mike, this is Nate from Mass calling again. Love every podcast every week. And then this current one about the pizza was awesome. But yeah, I want to call in and talk to you guys about how I got into punk rock and, MxPx and all of that. So, for me, it was my cousin Sean, who actually is out in Seattle now. He lives out that way. But before he's out here in Mass, and, he's best friends with the drummer from Dropkick Murphys, who lived one town over from me. So they were really close, and he's always been to punk rock, and kind of got me into it and really inspired, and they skateboarded, and, got me into skating as well. And, Sean gave me one of his punk rock shirts, and then, I've been, a big fan of all that style of music ever since. Especially MxPx and, you guys. I saw you for the first time in 2005 at Janus Landing down in St. Pete, and, it was one of the best shows. I do have to say, one part of that show, I had moved down to Florida with my buddies, and, I was dating a girl at the time, and I took a call during the show. Don't hate me for it. It became, a GSF song later on, but, I'm still kicking myself for taking that call. It was a new relationship, so I was like, I had to take it, but, really looking back, I'm like, I should have been 100% in the moment, and not on the phone at all. But yeah, it definitely was a GSF song for me. But yeah, definitely love, to know if you found anybody that has found, or if you found the Life in Quarantine CD, still looking for that. One big thing about my cousin is, he lost his father last May, and a big part of me getting over it was listening to Drowning and all these other songs from that album specifically, that got me through it. So thank you for that, and for having that, all your music be so inspiring every time I listen to it, through hard times, good times, any part of my life, it's a big part. So thanks, Mike. Love your music. Love MxPx. And everybody go to the merch shop online and buy some merch and rep our band. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for the love, Nate. I appreciate it. And, it's so cool to hear about you coming to Janus Landing, because that's a venue that I remember very well. We've played there so many times. It's St. Pete, Florida, and it's in this little area of town. Those have been there know. It's in this little area of town that's cool. It's got like wine bars and like little hookah bars and a mall a little ways away, a couple blocks away. But so Florida. And it was almost luxurious in some ways because it was different from most venues. It was an outdoor venue that was inside like the buildings enclosed the venue, and they went up and there was a balcony and you can watch from all around the balcony, but there was no roof. It was just open, and it was so different, and we just had so many different memories there. One of them, there's been so many, but one of them was just on the tour when we had Newfound Glory open for us in Florida. It was their first real tour. They were just this local Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach type band. I think they're from that area. And so we had them on a couple of shows, and I've actually got footage of us like hanging out at Janus Landing at the merch area. Gary Barbo is our merch guy. He was our merch guy forever through like, I want to say 96 to 2003 3 or 4 or 5, somewhere in there. He was there, Cyrus is there talking. Ian's like, hey, what's up, guys? He's asking us questions. It was cool. It was cool to see. It was like, wow, we all look like little kids. But that's probably one of my favorite memories from Janice Landing is just all the bands we played with there. But we've headlined that place so many times, and the shows are always really cool. I really enjoy it. Don't worry about taking a call. I'm sure if I would have saw you take the call and it was in between songs, I would have been like, hey, who's on the phone? Let me see. Let me talk, and grab your phone and be like, hello? Who's this? Oh, okay. Angie. All right. So what's happening? My name's Mike. How you doing? And just be like, who's your boyfriend here? Oh, this is your boyfriend? Oh, okay. All right. Nate. I know another guy named Nate around here. He plays drums in a band called Anne Berlin. Any relation? Oh, no. Okay. All right. Anyway, thanks for the call, Nate. Appreciate it. Florida's great. All right, let's do one more voicemail.
Hey, Mike, this is Moses Flores from Austin, Texas, and I'm just calling to ask a question. So back in about 1998 or 99, me and my brother went to one of your shows. At the time, we were in Colorado. I think it was at Bluebird Theater, and we had a punk rock band back in the day, and we thought it'd be really cool to bring a cassette tape, our demo tape of our band, to the show and see if we could get it to you. And in our minds, if we could get you the demo tape, worst case scenario, you would get us on tour with you. Best case scenario, you would get us a record deal somehow. But anyways, we're just these dumb kids who showed up to the show. We found you outside of your tour bus. It took a little bit of nerve to work up to go and talk to you, but we finally did. We handed you our demo tape. And I think we bothered you a little bit because you were trying to get your suitcase out or something, and I think you were trying to pull out some clothes or something like that. But anyways, I always wondered if you ever got our demo tape. The band was called Fatso Clan. I can just imagine you guys, even if you ever did listen to it, just laughing your ass off because it was terrible. But fast forward 25 years, we submitted some music for Music Monday. Our band's called Lester Special. You played it, and you said you liked it, and so that was all the validation that I'll ever need. I was really stoked that you played our music and you liked it. My question is, how often did that happen? How many times did you get a bunch of kids who would give you a crappy demo tape or even a good demo tape or a CD later on? And did it ever pay off for those bands? Did they ever... did you ever hook them up with some shows or pass them up the chain? Anyways, huge fan. Love the podcast. Actually, I did go to your show in Houston at the House of Blues, and it was awesome. Could not believe how amazingly good you guys still are. The energy you brought was insane. Keep it up. I love you guys. Rock on.
Moses, dude. So the last voicemail that I just was talking about Janice Landing in Florida and talking to Newfound Glory, that answered your question. That's literally probably the biggest band that gave us a demo back in those days that ended up being a big band. Like we were literally the band that brought them on tour. They were this kid band, and they came up to me in a bar in Fort Lauderdale. I think it was Fort Lauderdale. They gave me the CD, and I was like, okay, cool. We listened to it later. Creighton Burke, our manager, listened to it. He was like, this is actually cool. Like, there's some good stuff. So we put them on tour, and boom. Another band, I would say that it worked kind of is Too Bad Eugene. They sent us a demo, sent me a demo. I listened to it. I was like, this is good. These guys got something. They can write songs, they can play. And so I contacted them, signed them to Rock City Recording Company, which was my label back in those days. And it wasn't really like a big label. It wasn't like Fat Records or anything. I wanted to maybe do that, but I didn't know. I wasn't really trying. I was mostly doing MxPx, but that's kind of the story of my life. It's like all my side things don't ever get as much focus as MxPx, but I think that's probably a good thing. So Newfound Glory, Too Bad Eugene. Now, Too Bad Eugene actually went on tour with us as well. So signed them, produced their record. They came to Bremerton, made a record with me, and we took them on tour in I want to say it was 1999 or something. It was I want to say it was MxPx, 22 Jacks, No Motive, and Too Bad Eugene, 4-band bill. And they did most of the whole tour. It was a full U.S. tour, somewhere in the days of like On the Road Again tour, or I don't know. We had a bunch of different names for tours back then. And then Adam's wife, she was doing merch for their tour and kind of just helping them out along the way. She got bit by a dog somewhere on the tour. It had nothing to do. It wasn't at a show. It was just like, I don't know. She got bit by a dog, and it was, if I remember correctly, it was pretty painful and it was pretty scary. And so after that, your wife gets bit by a dog. I don't know. They dropped off the tour. But I think if she hadn't got bit by a dog and they had kept on the tour and they really just kept with it, because it takes years and years and years, and they really only gave it maybe 1 year or less, they probably would have still been here, really as a staple. They're still putting out music, by the way, and they're great, but they're just not full time like they really needed to be. Like Newfound Glory, once they started touring with us, they never stopped. They kept touring, and that's honestly probably why they became successful. They did have a couple hit songs as well, but those two bands are the ones I think. I'm sure there's a couple other bands that we did that for. I'm not really thinking of them right now, but that'll be in the book. Yeah. All right, Moses, great call, great message. I appreciate it. Texas, Houston was awesome. Dallas was awesome. Both shows, those were great. We love it down here in Texas, and can't wait to do it again. I am still writing songs. I've gotten a few under my belt since you've last seen me talk about it, but not a whole lot to report yet. I saw some videos of Newfound Glory. It's the Newfound Glory episode. I should just have those guys on. They're making a new record, and they're working on demos, and they're putting out videos on social media. They're not really showing you any of the music. They're just kind of like talking about riffing and sending some ideas over to Jordan. He's in Japan with my Tom, and they're kind of working on some ideas. And not Tom and Jordan, they're just hanging out. They're not working on ideas together. But Jordan and the rest of the band with Newfound Glory, they're working on a new record. And I'm doing the same in my own way, talking about it a little bit on this podcast, but I'm not really like putting songs or putting videos up about it. Not yet anyway. It's too soon. There's too much to do. And I really just need to focus on making things and creating things and tweaking and rewriting and do all that, get a bunch of songs under my belt, and then we can start really thinking about, do I have something to talk about now? I think I do, but I'm not ready to talk about it yet. So I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Bob McKnight for producing and editing and doing all you do, my man. I appreciate you. MxPx.com, merchandise, vinyl. We got mail order there. Please support what we do. It's all independent. It is. It really does keep the lights on when you guys do order over there. And like I always say, not everybody can order all the time and spend money and all that. So just watch our YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch our videos there. If you already have a streaming service, listen to MxPx on the streaming service, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, whatever it is, we appreciate you listening. And somebody the other day said, oh, MxPx doesn't want people to like or listen to Chick Magnet. That is never what we ever said. I think we always said when we were trying to get Let's Ride and certain songs to be played more, we wanted people to like spin the new records. That doesn't mean you shouldn't spin the old records. Spin the old records. Listen to any MxPx you want. Just wanted to clarify that. We love all the stuff we do. We still play Chick Magnet at all the live shows. Like, that's a song that we know and love. But people just kind of make up their own sort of definitions of what it is they think you think. So I had to clarify a little bit. All right. That's it. Peace out to you. Much love. Until next time. Cheers.